everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So, I am spending some time today catching up on all the reacts that I have to do. As you guys know, Chantal's been very busy ever since she got back to Canada. She's been doing live streaming every day, although the content is as boring as it ever was in Kuwait. The content has not improved since she's been back in Canada. So, as you guys know, I was in the middle of a move and I was without internet. So, I could not keep up with the reacts that I normally do. And I did see that Neo Tarot did a tarot reading on Foodie and she blessed us with an extra long reading, which is amazing. And thank you so much, Neo, for doing an extra long reading on Foodie because it was fire, girl. It was amazing. For those of you that have never heard of Neo Tarot on my channel, look down below in the description and you'll see the link for the original video and you can follow that back to her channel. Check out all of her wonderful, insightful content, all of her videos. She does tarot readings on celebrities, singers, actors, actresses, even places. And she also does private readings as well for those who are interested. And she's always on point. So I wanted to sit down and react to Neo Tarot's newest reading on Foodie, which she posted, I believe, about 2 days ago, and give my thoughts as well. So I hope you guys enjoy. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Let's get deep into it. Let me just go ahead and share the screen. And I hope you guys enjoy because it's always a good time reacting to Neo. Always. All right, y'all, let's get going.
Spirit said your finances are burnt out.
What?
Hey, y'all. Hey, let's get into this. Okay. Intuitive reading for Foodie Beauty. Let me just try it. Sorry, I feel like it's a little too far. Remember, this reading is this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. Sometimes the tea is hot and sometimes it's not. You have to watch the video to the end to determine for yourself. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are always here, welcome back, friend. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right, let's just respect what comes out, right? Cool.
That's a lot of cards.
And yeah, it feels like a lot. I feel like the cards are flipped over.
Dang.
Hey.
I know.
Goodness gracious, that's a lot of cards. Spirit has a lot to say today.
But it also could just signify there's a lot going on in her life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get into it. Spirit is acknowledging current energy. Okay, so you guys hit me up and was like, she's back in Canada. We're going to talk about that. You guys also acknowledge that you're worried about how this cat, what's the cat's name? Julia, the cat Julia. Okay, because I remember y'all said Bruce, Julia. I don't know the other cats, y'all. I'm sorry. So anyway, we're going to get into that. Let's just see what happens, okay? So Spirit is acknowledging current energy, like not even asking about return, just current energy. And I feel like this is why this is so heavy. But let's get into it. Current energy. She feels like she's drowning in someone's emotional abyss, lured into someone's emotional abyss with some form of temptation, adder, intimacy, proposal, or a message of love, and she's drowning in it. And this is a really layered energy because it almost feels like payback. It feels like because you did this, this happened to you. That's the kind of energy because it's layered. It's dual. It feels like this is the energy that she's receiving, but this is also the same energy that she puts out. Now, this could also be connected to an unhealed water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. This could also acknowledge anxiety, sadness, fear, and depression, and wanting to clear, cancel, and release that to manifest a life that she does want. Because now it's showing me this Hallelujah card. So you were drowning in someone's emotional abyss only to say, oh, thank God I got out of that. Thank God I didn't go around it, under it, or over it. I grew through it, acknowledging this is happening for me, not to me. But even in that inner standing, Spirit says there's egg on your face. It's this energy of total hypocrisy. It's this energy of lies, and more lies, because you can lie to the people, but you can't lie to yourself. So whatever subconsciously you're putting out in the middle of the deck, Spirit is acknowledging that's a lie. It's a lie.
Hey.
Thank you, Spirit. At the heart of it, you want peace, but your actions do not speak louder than words. Okay, it's like that. I don't know why, but the game Monopoly, when I read on her now, and I feel like I should say you because I feel like she listens.
She does, Neil. She listens to you. She watches you. She does watch you. She watches all of the tarot readers, but she especially watches you because you're always on point. Not saying the other tarot readers are not always on point. We've all got our own insight and we all bring different things to the table, but you know, she watches you like a hawk. She watches you. And I'm sure that she's hating the fact that a lot of the the reaction channels do cover you. And I know Frenchie shows a lot of your readings, and she's not happy about that. But the fact that people are knowing more about your channel and are knowing about your readings about her, and she doesn't like exposure. She doesn't like people exposing what's going on behind the scenes. In the past, before the tarot readers were reading on Chantal and doing the YouTube videos, she was able to create the narrative and kind of control the narrative and stay a few steps ahead of us, but she can't do that anymore. And it's making her mad that she just can't pop out of nowhere with like this big surprise moment. Like she can't really surprise anybody anymore. Like she is still writing the script of what's going on. She's just not able to insert a whole bunch of surprises into the mix, if you know what I mean. But yeah, she watches you, Neo.
Whether she takes it, the advice given, I don't care. I don't know her. She don't know me. We don't know each other. I could care less. But I feel like Spirit is encouraging me to say you. So if you are listening, your choices matter. Good choices equal good karma. Bad choices equal bad karma. There's no getting around that. What you choose is a direct reflection of what you believe you deserve. Your karma has not forgotten. I don't care how far you go around the world, under the world, in the world, beside the world. It don't matter. It's yours. Whatever you put in your red wagon, you have to pull. It is yours. Okay. And Spirit is also acknowledging that your choices are a direct reflection of what you believe you deserve. You can lie to the people, but you can't lie to yourself. You can lie to the people, but you cannot lie to Spirit, to Source. That's it. That's all. Okay. Now, Spirit is also acknowledging that her boat is also stalled, meaning that she can't move the way that she wants to move, how she used to move, etc. The water is cool and calm if the good Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, but there's still communication around one's ups and downs, her peaks and valleys. This halt, pause, and stall is for her to take accountability and responsibility. It's reflective. It's reflection. See yourself. Ask yourself those deeper level thinking questions and then move the hell on or don't. That's
And you know what, Neo? I can already tell because I react to Foodie and I'm watching her live streams. I can already tell. And this is not me being a negative Nancy and saying, oh, you can't do better. You can't make your life Betty? Betty? Did I say Betty? I did say Betty. I meant better. I'm not saying that she can't make her life better. She could if she wanted to. And if she put action behind her thoughts, but she just relies upon her thoughts and trying to manifest things through her thoughts alone to get things done. And anybody who has ever gotten anything done knows that if you want something and if you think about something, you can think about it, you can write it down, but then you have to put action behind the thoughts in order to make the thoughts reality. And the last 4 or 5 live streams that she's done, there is a sense of stagnation. There's a lot of stagnation going on. Even though maybe right now she doesn't have a car, she could get a car. Or even if she is in the apartment and for right now she can't go anywhere, there's a lot that she could get done. She could sit down and think about, what do I want to do with my life from here on out? What do I want to do with my channel? What kind of content can I create for people that will entertain them and get more people on my channel and get more people interested? What can I do with myself personally? What can I do with myself physically to take care of my health? There's a lot of things she could do right now and she's not doing. Like she's busy just finding ways to be stagnant and be still. And that's the last thing she should be doing. She shouldn't be spending a lot of her time numbing herself out, which is exactly what's going on. She is just spending way too much money and way too much time numbing herself out when really she doesn't need to be numb. She needs to wake up, be all the way awake, be all the way present, and start moving. She needs to move. She needs to do things. There's so much to do. And yet she's avoiding the moving, and it's going to cause more problems later.
Your business, okay? But there is a treasured objective to this halt, this stall, this pause, and there's purpose. If she's able to see it, great. If not, not my business. You can look at it and see the silver lining and say, okay, I'm going to have an aha moment and get what's misaligned, aligned, or you could see it as complete and utter chaos, and that is exactly what it is going to be. You can sow whichever seed you choose, but you reap what you sow. And Spirit says, even in this halt and pause, she's still running around like a chicken with her head cut off. Hey, thank you, Spirit. There's still this energy of a lack of intuition, a lack of an inability to take accountability, but also to use her higher intuition, to ascend, to vibrate high. There's this energy that she gains more by vibrating low. That's where she believes her, not her purpose lies, but her abundance lies in low vibration. That's not my business. So this is energy of her having, wanting to have breakthrough, solution, originality, receptivity, and faith. And so she does something over and over and over again, even in this moment of reflection and pause. So if you do the same thing over and over and over again, and you expect something different, that's called insanity. Okay. And Spirit is also acknowledging, no, regardless of how many times she tries this, it's not going to work. Higher intuitively, you know it's not going to work. The heart chakra cannot continue to hold and swell. Hear what I'm saying? Swell, being overburdened and overwhelmed with sexual energy or creative energy or emotional energy based on your choices. The fire sign energy. So that Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, fire in your belly to do what you want to do. It cannot. Okay, no matter how hard you try. And Spirit says, again, wanting to clear, cancel, and release the energy of sadness, anxiety, fear, and depression.
Uh, I would like to say something to what you just said, Neo. You're right. She does operate from the place of like low vibrational energy, and she stays there because she feels like that's where she should be, because that's where her abundance is coming from. And I don't know the total definition of like the low vibrational energy, the low vibrational plane. Many things could be on it, or a few things could be on it, but she's someone that she follows her uh, impulses. Her life has always been about what she wants. If she wants something, if it's a craving, if it's a impulse, she follows it, and she doesn't stop and think about, do I really need that? Is it good for me? It's just like, I want it and I want it now. Let's go get it. So she stays on that low vibrational energy plane. And it's about cravings, it's about impulse, it's about, just hasty thought, it's about all of that. And she's cut off from her higher vibrational self. But one thing the Spirit is telling me to tell you, Chantal, is that since you're on the low vibrational plane and you're following your impulses and you're following your cravings, and that's where they are, and you're looking at the low vibrational plane as there's abundance here, and you're defining your abundance by money or food or abundance of material things. I'm being told to tell you that you need to understand that there's not something there that needs to be there, and that is growth. That low vibrational plane that you're on, that low vibrational energy, there is no growth plus present. No growth can happen. It's and the abundance that you think you have is slowly going to diminish more and more. So if you're on that low vibrational plane, you're thinking, I'm happy, I'm satisfied as long as I get food or stuff for my addictions, as long as I have a roof over my head, and I'm just basically living by the skin of my teeth, and that's good for now. You're cutting yourself off from so much more. And the plane that you're on, there's no growth possible. If you want growth, you have to include your higher self. That's where the growth is going to happen. That's where the enlightenment is going to happen. That is where you're going to become a stronger, wiser, more balanced person. Part of your problem right now is that you are out of balance. You've been out of balance for years. Spirit has been trying to reach you to help you get more in balance. And really, all you need to do is look around at your life and you'll see the effects of being out of balance. Like, if there's no balance, chaotic things are going to happen, and chaotic things have happened, and you need to recognize that. So thinking that there's a ton of abundance on the low vibrational plane and that you're always going to have abundance there, it's no, that I'm being told that abundance is going to start to dwindle more and more and more, and things are going to get worse until you're down to a plane of nothing, and the well is dry and you can't reach in it anymore. And so if you're in Canada, it's because you need to be in Canada, and you need to wake up and you need to get in balance with yourself.
And this has to do with something that's hotter than blue blazes, passion, right? Fire sign again, and all these choices. All this green is acknowledging pride, ego, and people pleasing energy. And again, not listening to your higher intuitive self. So now you're throwing three sheets to the wind. This card often comes out when I read on you, and it's acknowledging that there's a swirl of communication filled with not just anger, but sadness, that weeping. That's why I go, because that's what it is. That's what it sounds like, right? And spirit is looking at you like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Because you keep putting yourself in this position. So what do you want? If you want to sit and cry, cry all day long. But if you want change, you got to get up. See, again, at the heart of it, you want peace, but you're distracted by music, something that you're drowning out your reality, and by a beverage.
And that edibles. She's back on the party favors, Neo. She's indulging in edibles and maybe something else too. She is not just medicating herself, she's taking too much of things, and it's been noted, it's been visible that she's overindulging in stuff, and it's numbing. She's trying to numb herself out, but she's going too far.
That's your business. And spirit says there's a candle here, and I pick up on allegedly her doing things like this, allegedly requesting, calling, you could even say conjuring to have some form of assistance.
And I picked up that in my reading last night as well, Neo. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's doing it with, but she's still messing around with stuff that really she should leave alone. And something that Foodie should understand: if you're doing stuff of a magical nature, of a ritual nature, if you're doing things to say bring love to yourself or have control over other people, or you're doing things out of revenge or to bring money, like, if you have bad energy, and if your energy at the time is chaotic, if it's disturbed, if it's not in balance, you may end up calling to yourself something that you don't want around yourself. Do you understand? And if you're calling for a certain something, you might get something else and you won't even know. You'll have no idea what might attach to you or cause problems in your life. If you don't know what you're doing, then you shouldn't be doing it. And if your battery is low, if you have no energy, if you're unhealthy, you certainly shouldn't be doing it at all.
Okay, keep going. And spirit is like, you're not rooted and you're not grounded. So every call that you make is met with resistance, is met with delay, is met with obstacle, because you're not maintaining authenticity and you're not being genuine.
No.
So the heart chakra, again, has imbalances and or delays because you're not centered, you're not aligned. This is going to affect your finances, your resources. This is going to affect whether or not you have up healthy boundaries. You could also be dealing with an unhealed earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, but also acknowledging you're not standing on a strong foundation. And so there's this energy of three sheets to the wind. Three is significant, three is a crowd. This could also acknowledge cheating, right? Blowing off steam, rebellion, merriment, overindulgence, and wanting to escape. And look, it just gives people crazy eyes to see you in a position like this. They are like, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Okay. Spirit is acknowledging totally content. It's a yes, success, wishes granted, mastery, and joyous resolution. That's what that's what the people are saying. And the thing about your energy is higher intuitively you think, if I just continue to say I was silly, I was gullible, I was naive, I was silly, I was gullible, I was naive, I didn't know enough information, study and apprenticeship is needed, I just didn't know, I didn't know, I don't have the skill set, I didn't have the experience, I didn't have the prior knowledge, etc. That's like falling on a pillow. And spirit is like, no, you're about to fall on your ass. Like this situation has you literally falling on your ass. There's no cushion to this, okay? Because you have to feel it. Like I said the last reading, belt to ass season. It's time for you to feel what you've created, okay? You trying to, thank you, spirit. You trying to get out the back door, not that easy. And the reason for this leaving, look how this truck is leaving and this turnip falls off the truck. So you've released someone in the process of your leaving because you feel naive and gullible, right? And it's whoever you thought was loyal who is no longer loyal. And now this person who was once loyal is going to be crying out, screaming out, mad at energy, mad at source, mad at the collective, mad at anybody who will listen because their heart chakra now has imbalances and or delays. Now you've impeded upon whether or not they will be, thank you, spirit, successful. You've impeded upon whether or not they feel like they have healthy boundaries when it comes to you. Thank you, spirit. And they don't have a strong foundation either. Is that you, Salah? Because there's this energy again coming to me, acknowledging like he's going to speak up at some point because now he's in a catch, in a situation where he's feeling very caught up. And I don't know if the plan is for you to go back to Canada and make more money and then send it to him so that he would be quiet, but that's null and void too.
Yep. Like I again, you guys were there when I did the reading on Foodie, on Salah. He's gonna talk. Don't know exactly when he's gonna talk or where or how, but like I don't know if the agreement, the final agreement between Salah and Foodie is I'll help you and I'll send you money. I'll send money back to you in Kuwait to help you out, just to get you started or something. But I'm not basing this off of the tarot, just how Foodie is. Foodie's getting a paycheck on Monday. I don't know what she's getting, not my business. But the YouTube paycheck coming after that, unless she goes balls to the wall this month, she just shocks us by going balls to the wall and going bananas. Her paycheck is going to suck next month. And she's in a position now where she's got to pay rent, she's got to pay bills, she's got to pay for her food. And everybody knows that her food addiction is intense and she needs a lot of money for that. She probably spends more money on food than she does on rent. But I just have this feeling that when it comes time to give Salah whatever money she promised him, she's going to make all kinds of excuses and she's going to say, I just don't have it. And then he might get angry or upset, and that's when he'll come to the internet. And I also have a feeling that it's going to set off a domino effect because there's a whole lot of people around Foodie that are holding on to a whole lot of secrets about her. And if they see one person cashing in, then they're all going to want to cash in. So it's going to start off with one person saying the secrets that they know, and then everybody else is going to jump in and go, well, I know something over here. And they're going to put out a video. And it's going to be hard for Girl World to keep up with because everybody's going to be just singing like birds about her. It's going to be a total domino effect. So you've said this several times, Neil, that he is going to talk. And I bet it's going to be because Foodie is not going to send him the money that she promised him, because the money might be going someplace else. And it has to do with the person that she was obsessed with before Salah came into the picture. And she never stopped obsessing over him. And she's been talking to him. And come Monday, when she gets her YouTube paycheck, she's probably going to go see him and go party with him. And that's what she's saving all of her money for.
That's null and void as well. Okay. Foodie Beauty is back in Canada. All right, Spirit says in the middle of the deck. Yeah. So you're back in the middle. You're back in the middle of the deck. You're back in Canada. Spirit is acknowledging because you were drowning in emotions, anxiety, sadness, fear, and depression, and wanting to clear, cancel, and release this. Spirit is also acknowledging you're back because of some situation that is sweet as a Georgia peach.
Natter.
Could also include a name that begins with the letter G, but this has to do with sexual energy or emotional energy or creative energy. Okay, hence why you are back. Spirit is also acknowledging you are back, lazing like a lump on a log, loafing, inertia, false start, no response, now disinterest. And then Spirit is acknowledging because you came up short in the area of love, too big for your britches, arrogance, vanity, self-importance, being high and mighty, modesty is needed. You are back because you're trying to turn lemons into lemonade, being optimistic, trying to persevere, seeking some form of opportunity and creativity and genius. And Spirit says you are also back because you were being very naive and oblivious, inexperienced, gullible, with just fell off the turnip truck. And you are back because you're barking up the wrong tree, being met with dead end, stalemate, not now, lack of clarity, perspective shift is needed. You are back because the house and the heart and the home have imbalances and or delays. Spirit is not invited in. Unhealed air sign as well, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, disorganized thoughts, imbalances in your finances and your boundaries, not feeling like you're on a solid ground. You are not being rooted and you're not maintaining authenticity. You're not being genuine. Poor manners, lack of tact, discourtesy, impoliteness, social grace is required. And Spirit is going to.
I just got something funny off of that card with the barn on it. This is so rude, but Spirit just put this in my head. Wherever Chantal lives, she doesn't treat her home like a home. She treats it like a barn because she lives like an animal. I know that was rude, but that's what your Spirit told me.
To intervene. This is why you're back. Listen, let's just keep it cute. Spirit is acknowledging is bubbling at the belly, bubbling at the throat. The Spirit is going to intervene because you were given a chance to do it and you didn't. You're still like trying to get out the back door. And Spirit's like,
No.
A part of your karma is truth. And so Spirit is coming through with honesty, courage, sharing revelations, surprise news, text, and a phone call. And then Spirit is also acknowledging with the King of Mains. So this is the King of Swords, air sign energy. This is also why you're back. Okay. And I see what feels like truthful communication, integrity, divine intervention, and surrender that's going to restore the throat chakra and also the solar plexus energy. The King of Swords is coming through with honesty and authority and truth. Now, that's your business. A Foodie Beauty, current energy in regards to her finances. Spirit said your finances are burnt out and you need to take a small break. Spirit says your finances are cursed. You have cursed money.
Wow. Cursed money.
And on the surface, she feels like she deserves more money.
Of course.
That's your business. All right, Spirit. Says she's back in Canada. Does she plan on leaving Canada? If so, what's the energy? Spirit said there's no more time. Now, I don't know if that means that there's no more time on your passport, on your visa. I don't know what do you think you're planning on doing? But Spirit says you've run out of time. Okay. And Spirit says you're going to definitely feel like you've run out of time around next fall. And then that's it. That's it. Time is now. Spirit is acknowledging that you're going to be still. Like you're going to, it's not even like a question of movement. It's a force. Things are definitely going to change forcibly via spirit, via the universe next fall, because there's no more time. You've run out of time. Foodie Beauty back in Canada.
So next fall is not long. I mean, this is summer now, which will fall's next, then winter. So less than a year. Less than a year for whatever it is going to happen.
Yeah, Spirit said just accept it. Accept the things as they are can be a powerful, accepting the things as they are can be a powerful step forward. You may be resisting change lately. Let go of control and you'll discover peace and new opportunities in the present moment. So you're still trying to control things.
Of course, because she's a control freak. Even though she's an out of control person and she tries to control everybody else, she never tries to control herself. And the message that keeps coming through the readings, Neo, is it's truth. Truth keeps coming up over and over and over again. Spirit is saying, you need, not you, but her. She needs to live in truth. She needs to be truthful with herself. She needs to get in touch with her real self versus her online persona. Like she lives completely in her online persona, in the part that she created for herself. And she lost touch with her real self a long time ago. And Spirit is saying, look at all the damage that living in this persona for so many years has done to you, how it's affected you as a person, how has it affected people around you. It's affected the relationship you have with your family. It's affected the relationships you have with people that you call your friends. It's affected everything because you've gone overboard with it and it's too much and you need to scale back and realize that the persona, the character is just that. It's a character. It's a part you play, but it is not the entirety of you. And you've been neglecting the entirety of you. And that's why you've got so many issues and you need to work on those. So she needs to get right with truth because she's not been right with truth. She's been blocking truth's phone calls and not answering the door when it's knocking. She's been avoiding it all over the place, and truth is tired of her ignoring it. And soon it's going to kick that door down.
What's her relationship like with Salah now that she's back in Canada? Secrets. And there's that Egyptian symbol that always comes out when I pull this deck for her. But this is also about her, when it comes to her relationship, not being honest. You're covering your crown chakra. So you're covering what you know intuitively and traditionally, like just your insight about certain things. You're covering your crown chakra. The windows to the soul are covered to the eye. So you're not being truthful. You're not looking people directly in the eye. In regards to people, I'm speaking in reference to Salah. You're being very quiet about it. The mother and the father coming together to have a child. Now, this could be a child and or a manifestation. Spirit is acknowledging what you do in the dark comes out to the light. Whatever you're trying to suppress is coming to the surface. This could include a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But Spirit is also acknowledging manipulation, manifestation, and or pregnancy, giving birth to an idea and or an actual child. And again, because of this card and the moon, it's not just giving birth to it, it's being exposed. So your manipulation, the manipulative tactics, manifesting, whatever you're doing, even whatever you're trying to give birth to, is going to be exposed to the light. And this is going to cause for someone to have to bandage their heart. Okay. Again, your heart, there's an issue there. I would go to doctor immediately, but that's your business. And Spirit is acknowledging that there's an energy to just be friends when it comes to your relationship with Salah. Okay. Look at that.
And you know what, Foodie? I know that you watched Neo, and I know that you watched me, and you watch Sunburst Tarot and Melissa Gold Tarot and 4-1's Divination. You watch all the tarot readers, but I know that you watch Neo. And how many times has she done readings on you, pointing out the different health issues? And the heart card keeps coming up, the doctor card keeps coming up. It's amazing to me, Foodie, that you watch the tarot readers, you see all the different tarot readings, and we're all picking up different health issues. And you watch the readings, you listen to the readings, but you do not take the information that is given freely to you and do something positive with it. You don't investigate. You're not going to the doctor and finding out, am I okay? Is my health all right? How bad is it? You don't want to know how bad it is. You know it's pretty bad. But if something happens, then you cannot come back on the community and say, well, all of you hated me and nobody tried to help me. You're getting help every which way, Foodie. You've had people that are on React channels telling you, you need to go to a doctor. You need to take care of your health. You need to go to therapy. You need to go to inpatient. You've got tarot readers who are not reacting to you, just reading on you, advising you to go to the doctor. So you're getting advice from everybody, and you are choosing by choice not to take it. In the meantime, your health is getting worse. And now you've got something going on with your foot because you fell. And you might have diabetic neuropathy, which can lead to really serious issues with your feet, plus whatever else you might have going on. And you're also not taking your insulin. I mean, how far are you going to go with playing chicken with your own health? That's not smart. It's not smart, but that is for you to decide. That's for you to decide. But look at this card, the occupation card, the doctor. Spirit is saying, go to the doctor. Worry about your health. It is serious. It is very serious. So take it seriously.
You need to go to the doctor.
Yes. Go.
And I just said, that's your business. If you want to go today, tomorrow, next month, I don't know your business. Spirit said, take your butt back over there to that doctor. Not my business. Okay, so. Hey. Thank you, Spirit. Foodie Beauty back in Canada. All right, back in Canada. Did you move into the house? That's your business. Spirit said, subconsciously, you still doing that stuff. And you probably even did that stuff to get this house. Listen, that's your business. What you do in the dark comes to the light. Whatever you put in your red wagon, you got to pull. Meaning, you play them games, you win them prizes. That's your business. That's your business. Okay? Because Spirit said, in the distant future, there is some divination that is being stated that you are obsessed. Weird.
Yeah, that's come up in a couple of your readings, Neo, that she's become recently obsessed with some kind of divination. It could be tarot readers on YouTube or off YouTube or something. Maybe she's calling a hotline, like a psychic phone line or something. Like she's really into that now. Although she's been getting free readings all day long on YouTube, and we've been telling her things and she don't want to listen. It's like, girl, you're watching this, but you're not listening to us. What's the matter with you? But the advice is coming from everywhere, from a lot of people. And we've also been telling her to leave all that stuff, black magic stuff, alone. It's bad news for her.
There's going to be like, it's an obsession. Okay. What's this obsession about? The false documents.
Ooh.
You're going to be obsessed about it. It's going to keep you up late at night. The false documents, the false information, the false statements, the false agreement. And there's like this prayer that you'll still be able to have this money. even when this comes out. But again, there's an entity attachment attached to you that's going to put you in the hospital. There's some health concerns, some major health concerns when it comes to you. Major. All right, so how Julia is doing. Do I want to use this deck? Let's just use this deck. I feel like I'm going to put back on that deck in a minute. How is Julia doing? Since Foodie Beauty has gone back to Kuwait. Embrace the changes happening around you. Have recent changes made you uneasy? Accept them, adjust, and discover the opportunities that come with transformation. So not only embracing the changes, but also acknowledging that these changes have made her, what she's used to, a little uncomfortable. But she is accepting things as they are. And this could be a powerful step forward for her, that she may be resisting change lately, but also letting go of her control. This is interesting because this is the same card that came out for Foodie, accepting. And you'll discover peace, new opportunities in the present moment. Wow. And in the middle of the deck, Spirit is acknowledging she has freedom. Amazing, right? How crazy is this? Freedom is about following your inner voice. Have you been feeling trapped by responsibilities? Release those burdens and follow what makes you feel right, feel free, feel light and alive. Wow.
You know, like those three cards together for Julia just make sense. Because when it comes to pets, when they are moved from point A to point B, like say during a move, of course the pet is going to be freaked out. They're going to be freaked out by the new environment because it's a drastic change. Animals are like people. They like routine. They like knowing the space in which they dwell. They like knowing the people in which dwell in that space with them. And there's always a adjustment period. Like I'm going through it right now with my cat Booger. Booger, when I first arrived here, she was scared, of course, because it's a whole different environment. And it's taken a few days, but she's adjusting more and more, and she feels more comfortable. She's not as scared as she was. So I can only imagine that Julia is kind of going through the same thing. If she is no longer in the apartment and she's somewhere new, just being in a different place, a different home, different sights, different smells, different people, it's going to freak her out at first. Like I see a picture of her hiding in a closet. Like she might have been hiding in a closet or something because she felt safe there. But given time, she'll come out, she'll sniff everything and find that it's safe. And then she will just feel more at home, and she'll be more at home with the people that are around her, and she'll be fine. You know, she has to establish in her mind that I'm safe here, and I'm safe with the people that are around me. And then she'll feel more happiness than she has in a long time. I mean, we don't know what happened in that house while she was around Foodie, what she was exposed to. I'm sure that it was stressful for her because of Foodie yelling and screaming all the time, and the weird hours and the mess and the sloppiness and not being fed properly. And so this new environment, and whoever she's at, it's going to be a complete change of everything. Like this is a whole different book with whole different chapters, and it's going to be a lot. But once she gets fully adjusted, she's going to be really, really happy.
That's crazy. So let's get back into this deck. How does Julia see Foodie Beauty's energy? Okay, she's acknowledging that there's a third party there. Now, the cat would know, wouldn't it? Oh, goodness.
Of course they would. They're not stupid.
All right. She's also acknowledging, when it comes to Foodie, that there was this manifestation, this offer, right? For things to transition, for things to end, for this to die, for this to no longer exist, for a lack of better words. Their relationship, her relationship with Foodie, something must end so something else can begin. And she's also acknowledging that there was a conflict for Foodie, an offer. It ended in regards to how she feels about Foodie. There's an offer of love that ended. Now there's conflict and drama with the family. Wow, craziness. She's also acknowledging this real love was nothing more than a love spell, and now it is blocked so that someone could be seen as single, sexy, and successful. I feel like those cards came out. That relationship was complete and utter opposites. North node, south node. And there's a lot of evil eye there as well, sending the collective energy, love, and light. Okay.
So, Foodie, were you in Kuwait doing rituals and love spells and stuff on Salah in an effort to maybe try to get him to actually love you? Or maybe you were doing stuff on him to control him? Because I got to tell you, if you were putting that kind of energy out into the universe, you were trying to use the spiritual world to be manipulative and be controlling and be evil, that in itself is going to create bad karma for you. And don't think for a minute that you're not going to pay for that, because you will. Hence the reason why you should stop doing that nonsense.
Okay, so let's get back into Foodie. Foodie Beauty's current energy. She's back in Canada. Okay, we do get Owarin. So 21 is significant.
Hey.
Thank you, Spirit.
I just got this picture. 21 days is 3 weeks.
All right, so listen up. So Spirit is acknowledging good luck is only one step ahead. This card was in reverse, so there is an energy of not communicating now that she's back in Canada, not being able to make friends easily. A tendency to acquire wealth in youth is an obstacle. Ability to start over is an obstacle. Starting over like the phoenix rising from one's ashes, fire sign energy, that's an obstacle. Being a good-hearted person is an obstacle, but also a good heart is an obstacle. A born entrepreneur is an obstacle. Natural beauty and good luck is an obstacle. Being brave is an obstacle. Being stubborn is an obstacle. And pursuing one's goals are an obstacle. Sending the collective energy, love, and light. Foodie Beauty is back in Canada. Oh, Mom. That's so crazy because I feel like that card came out the last time. What else about Mom Spirit when it comes to Foodie? She has.
You know what's significant to me off that mom card, Neo? The arrow through the heart. Like that mom card is an arrow piercing the heart. And I feel that might be going on with Mom right now when it comes to Foodie. Like she loves Foodie and she has love in her heart for Foodie, but the love is painful. Like for her, loving Foodie is a painful thing. Like Foodie makes it painful because she is manipulative, because she does lie, because she's very hurtful. Anybody that tries to love Foodie or help Foodie gets hurt. Like she'll make you sorry for trying to be there for her and love her and help her. Like she'll make you absolutely sorry about that.
There's a lot of anxiety. Does Mom have a lot of anxiety, or does Foodie have a lot of anxiety now that
I think it goes both ways, Neo. I think that Foodie has anxiety because she's a control freak, and it gives her anxiety when things are not completely under her control or people aren't completely under her control. And there are variables of she's got a script. And this is something you touched on more than once, that Foodie, in your words, she's an author of sorts. She's an author and she's writing a story in real time. She is the creator, she is the writer, she's the author, and her story is the one that she's writing for her YouTube channel. She's the creative director, she's the writer, she's the producer, she's the cameraman, she's the boom guy, she's the everything. So she feels good when she can fully control and be close to all the people present in her story. But if those people who are part of her story for a time and then they leave and they're far away, she can't control them anymore. And that makes her anxious. And she gets anxious about things that are out of her hands. And Mom, I'm sure feels anxious because she's got a 41-year-old daughter who always needs help, who's gotten herself in trouble, and it's a constant worry and it's a constant burden.
Foodie is back. Look at this. Okay. There's a lot of mixing of things. Is she a drinker? I don't know, but there's a lot of mixing cocktails, putting things together. There's a lot of cigarette smoking. There's a lot of cosplaying. Again, the sword is down, meaning that the air sign is not ready for battle, but also has disorganized thought. Unhealed air sign, unhealed Libra, unhealed Aquarius, unhealed Gemini, and also distracted by that cell phone. There's a lot of babies. Now, okay, pay attention. There's a lot of children involved. There's a lot of babies involved. There's a lot of behavior that is childlike. Okay.
Okay, about the baby card, like this is what I got off the baby card. And you're right. Like when it comes to Chantal, Neo, she's very immature and she acts very babyish. So going back to that card for a minute, I just want to show it again. Hold on a minute. Excuse me. Oh, did I get too far ahead? My bad. I'm sorry. Let's go back for a second. Let me just focus on that card.
There's a lot of mixing of things. Is she a drinker? I don't know, but there's a lot of mixing cocktails.
I think Foodie's also been cross-faded lately, doing more than one substance at a time.
Putting things together. There's a lot of cigarette smoking. There's a lot of cosplaying. Again, the sword is down, meaning that the air sign is not ready for battle, but also has disorganized thought. Unhealed air sign, unhealed Libra, unhealed Aquarius, unhealed Gemini, and also distracted by that cell phone.
Yep. And there's the baby card. So when I look at the baby card, do you know what that really hits me? Like you got all the different babies with all the different expressions, and I feel each baby and each expression on each child on that card. It has to do with the many different babyish, immature personalities, behaviors that Foodie pulls out of the closet when she wants to get something, whether it's from her family, her friends, people online. She's like, she has like the naive personality. She's got the petulant personality. She's got the angry personality. She's got the sad personality. And all of them are immature. All of them. So each one of them to me represents the many different facets of her immaturity and her childishness and her pettiness and not wanting to grow up, not wanting to be an adult, trying to act like Peter Pan and, oh, I never want to grow up, and relying on people to take care of her and be codependent because she absolutely refuses to do adulting. She hates being an adult. She wants to be a child so bad and have other people take care of her. So to manipulate, to lie, to get things out of people, she uses all these different little personalities.
There's a lot of babies. Now, okay, pay attention. There's a lot of children involved. There's a lot of babies involved. There's a lot of behavior that is childlike. Okay. Spirit is also acknowledging there goes that broken bed again, not being able to stand on all four legs. Also acknowledging that there could be an issue with the physical body or where the body rests.
And something you should know, Neo, she just moved into a place and she broke the toilet. And she cracked the wax seal because she's not careful.
Okay. Why the bed is broken, I don't know. I don't want to tussle. I don't want to fight. But Spirit says this is a part of her plan. This was a part of her I want to say fairy tale almost. Like this is what she's created. This is like her book of ideas. It's a screenplay. It's her story. It's her play. Okay. And it's just blown up. It's just blown up. Fire sign energy in the area of passion, also in the area of business, but it's on fire. It's no longer. It's kaboom. Okay. And Spirit said, and now because of that, this alien has to come out of its cave and find somewhere else to what? Dwell, to live. Okay, and I'm talking about mom. And so is mom aware of all of this? Oh, mom says she's a liar and there's deception. Oh, okay. So let's talk about that real quick since we're here.
We're here. Why not?
How does mom feel about Foodie Beauty?
Do it. Let's talk about it.
current energy. Mom says she needs help. She's like, please help. She's poor. She's impoverished. Oh, well.
You know what, though, Mom? I don't believe that. I don't believe the foodie came home with no money. I mean, she's been spending money like crazy before payday on edibles and food. She's got money socked away somewhere, obviously, if she's getting all that stuff. So, what she told mom and dad may not be the truth. She may have told them, I have no money, just so she can stay at their house and eat their food and save some money on a hotel bill. But Foodie is a scammer, and scammers always lie about their money. They'll say that they're poor when they're not poor just to get money out of people, just to take advantage of people.
Subconsciously, mom is like, in the distant future, it's a long road ahead, and she keeps acting unbothered. But she's also acknowledging that Foodie is a thief, mentally, physically, emotionally, and or spiritually. That she will be imprisoned mentally, physically, emotionally, and or spiritually. And there is an expectation that she has to meet for someone, and this is causing her to travel and be that person's Jezebel. Now,
So is she planning on going to Natter, or is it somebody else? What's going on there?
I don't know if you get on the road and do tricks. Listen, child, you need to get rooted and grounded in that energy. I don't know what you be doing, but Spirit said you said I'll go over there to get a couple. You know, people say I do something strange for a little bit of change. That's what's coming. Sending the collective love and light. Again, this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes. All right, Foodie Beauty, current energy.
And I just want to put this out there. I don't know if that's a real possibility, if her money's going to be so bad that she has to go to someone and do something for money to just skate by the month. Because, like I said, next month's check is going to suck. Unless she does something now on YouTube where she can make the money she needs to make. Who knows what she has to do and where she has to do it with whoever. But Chantal, if you want to avoid that possibility, if somebody is approaching you and saying, I'll give you some coins for this and that, and you just got to come see me, just understand you do have a choice. If you don't want to go to that person, if you don't want to do those things, all you got to do is just buckle up and work on your YouTube channel and give some really great content, and you will make your money. There is a choice if you don't want to do that.
We do get patience in reverse. 13 is significant, 4 is significant, but these bunnies are supposed to represent fertility, so that's in reverse. And then we have this ancestral tree, wisdom, insight, connection, being rooted, all in reverse, not maintaining authenticity and not being genuine. Spirit says a tree needs time to grow after it is planted, and the same can be said for even our best laid plans. So you haven't been putting your plans in order. You haven't been invested in your growth. Spirit is also acknowledging by simply doing what is in your power and then having some faith and letting go, you will see the fruits of your labor. Well, you can't reap a bountiful harvest if you're not sowing good seeds.
Right.
So this is what you've reaped, and so shall you sow. Okay, this card has shown up in your reading because you are eager for results, but you're not receiving them. They're being met with obstacle and delay. And your patience has worn thin, waiting for them. So you're impatient, hasty, fire sign energy, passionate, but yet chaotic. Spirit is acknowledging, take stock of all your actions. It may be that you've already done all that is within your power, and now is the time to let nature take its course. But because your energy comes up so controlling, you won't even let nature do that. You don't really trust in it. If your hands aren't in it, you don't think that it's going to get done to an extent. But even in doing so, you're not doing it right. And so again, you don't reap a bountiful harvest. You reap destruction. You reap insecurity. You reap inability. You reap frustration, because that is the energy that you've sown.
Yeah, it's the energy of control. She's a control freak because she wants to control everything. in everyone. And she can't let go of control. She can't just say, instead of controlling everybody and everything and expending all of my energy outward to everyone that doesn't need it, doesn't want it, I should just leave well enough alone and let them just do as they want by their own will and just keep my energy with me where it needs to be. Just learn to control myself. She's never trying to control herself. It's always about, I'm going to be out of control and control others. I'm going to expend all of my energy controlling others and keeping people quiet and making sure that they're under my thumb. Well, that has to end. It absolutely has to end.
Forceful, domineering, dominant energy, you know, cold-hearted energy. And that's just the energy that's coming through. All right, so Foodie Beauty current energy. Okay. Hey. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit says the Death card. So I'm going to tell you this. There's an energy of transition. There's an energy of release. There is an energy of spiritual transformation. There's an energy that something has to end in order for something else to begin. And if you eat this sandwich, that's going to take you right up out of here. That is one big sandwich. But more importantly, it's filled with all the things that are not good for you. And so in regard.
And on that note, Chantal, that sandwich, and I'm being told to tell you this. Yeah, that's a tarot card with a picture of a sandwich on it. But understand what's in the sandwich could represent many different things, not just food items. I mean, yes, you are a food addict and you indulge in the food and it's not good for you. But also, what might be present in the sandwich is the party favors, and you know you're doing them. That could be the edibles, that could be whatever else you might be doing. Whatever you're overindulging in that is not good for you, that's what's in the sandwich.
In regards to this situation, the bells are ringing because death is on here. Now, subconsciously, we do get the hangman. So there's this energy of you having an interesting point of view as you're dealing with transition. Now, this could be mentally, physically, emotionally, and or spiritually. However, with with the hangman card, there is this energy of hopefully you're learning something in this different and new perspective that you have, being in a position where you cannot move, right? Now, I don't know if you're into sandwiches and sausages, but that is there.
All I keep thinking off that card is that hot dog is juicy. I can't help it. You know, Foodie said that once. This hot dog is juicy. But maybe Spirit put things in order to where Foodie had to leave Kuwait and come back to Canada because the environment that she was in, the environment that she created for herself, the people that she surrounded herself with, it didn't allow for growth and it didn't allow for new perspective. So Spirit said, we need to get her back to Canada now. She needs to be alone. She needs to be in a position and in a place where she can pause and think about her life and herself and what she's doing. And maybe there might be some hope there. Because while she's in Kuwait and she has shut herself into this apartment and she's fooling herself into thinking that she's happy when she's not, there's no growth possible. There is no change possible. So we got to take her back home, close to family, where there might be some change. And if change happens, it's really all up to Foodie.
And then finally, Spirit says in the middle of the deck, we do get the star card. So she is hopeful. She is trying to persevere. There's this energy of having faith and being patient in regards to manifesting and or desiring something to change in this moment of transition.
And you know what, Chantal, with the star card, I'm being told to tell you this. You are at the crossroads of two paths. The path to the left is the path to Foodie Beauty. The path to the right is the path to Chantal Marie. The happiness or unhappiness The fulfillment or unfulfillment of your life depends on which path you decide to walk, because you can't walk both. At some point, you've got to decide which one you want to walk. Do you want to continue to give everything to the online persona, Foodie Beauty, and care more about that than yourself? Or do you want to care about yourself? For once in your life, care about yourself. Care about your health, care about your life, care about your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. It's because you can't care about the important things if you give everything to a character. You can't care about Chantal Marie if you're too much into Foodie Beauty. It's just not possible. You can't do both. You won't focus on both. You don't know where the line is. You don't want there to be a line. You think I can be Foodie Beauty and Chantal. You cannot. You get lost in the character, and you try to push away the problems of your real life self, which is the one behind the character. So, which is it going to be? Are you going to just focus on the success and the notoriety and the subs and the views of a character, which are not going to help your overall health? Or are you going to give more energy to your real self and your problems, which need to be solved?
And this moment of letting something leave, die, decay, it's not serving you. It's not serving any purpose. Okay. What's our biggest obstacle? Now remember, I read biggest obstacle in reverse. So we do have the 6 of swords in reverse. Impeding doom is an obstacle. Feeling stuck is an obstacle. Feeling overwhelmed and slow healing is an obstacle. All right. And then we get the hangman again in reverse this time, though. So discontent is an obstacle. Stagnation, negative patterns, no solution. And then lastly, we get the chariot in reverse. Wow. So we know that chariot is a water sign. So it's a lot of emotion, sadness, anxiety, fear, depression. A lack of control is an obstacle. Opposition is an obstacle. A lack of direction and self-discipline, all obstacles. And more importantly, it feels like there's a lot of Asian inspired food here. I don't know if that's what she's into as well. Okay, so when it comes to Foodie Beauty, what's next in Canada? Okay, so what's next with her relationship with Salah? Spirit says it's in the middle of the deck. We do get the King of Wands. So that's a fire sign energy. So with the King of Wands, there's this energy of protective, masculine energy, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There's this energy of being protective and inspiring and magnetic, a very intense energy. I wonder if this is his father. This is what's next. Spirit is acknowledging the pressed one. So then we get the 7 of Swords. And so with this energy, it is acknowledging that he has to step forth due to dishonesty, due to deceit, manipulation, cheating, and theft. Wow. And then with the 6 of Pentacles, now this is funny, because I feel like this has come out before. There's this energy of paying it off, being very generous, sharing wealth to get her up out of there. It's this energy that he paid someone to support his endeavors when it comes to her, to reap a bountiful harvest when it comes to her. The greens. Spirit said, money, 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 money. Money. Okay.
Well, I don't know if Dad paid any money to get Foodie out of there, but I'm sure that now she's gone, he's like, that was money well spent, because she was more trouble than she was worth. Also, considering how Foodie's health keeps going down and going down quick, maybe there was a concern that if things were left as they were for too much longer, she would end up becoming bedbound. And if she became bedbound, she would be an even bigger problem, an even bigger concern. So maybe there was a feeling of, we need to get her out of here now. Not only is she in bad health physically, which could lead to a lot of problems, but she's also a big old troublemaker that she's got too much attention focused on her right now. We need to get away from that.
What's going on with Foodie and Salah now that she's in Canada? We do get Queen of Mains. So this is equivalent, thank you, Spirit, to the Queen of Swords. So now that she's in Canada, there's an energy of her being very supportive and empathetic and protective and encouraging and also independent. I'm asking about her and him, though. But then there's also the energy of the Judgment card, taking accountability and responsibility for her actions when it comes to him. That's interesting. There's this energy of reflection and rebirth and reckoning, an awakening, absolution even. And then finally, we have the Knight of Cups when it comes to her energy and Salah's. So with the Knight of Cups in the middle of the deck, there's this energy of what you can't see. Middle of the deck for me is like what you can't see. There's romance. There's proposal. There's an invitation. There's engagement. There's attraction. There's someone looking elsewhere. And this is interesting because we do see, are they going to the bar and getting a drink with this person? Please clarify. Yeah, with the High Priestess using their higher intuition, following their inner guidance, listening to their higher selves. This is a divine feminine, a woman who is sacred to him. And I'm saying him because that's the energy that's coming through. Yep. He's taking a hold of the situation as the emperor, the masculine, the dominant one, and following his idea, his desire to have control and also to establish what he wants. But there's also a father figure on here too. So this could also be someone who father has suggested and or who has suggested that this be the person that he really, moves down a path of enlightenment with, or relationship, what have you. Yeah, see, with this comes balance. With this, there is this energy of the fallen, first of all. That's deep. And look at this snake in the tree, almost biblical, like Adam and Eve biting the forbidden fruit and being tricked by the serpent. Interesting. Or even that story about how Johnny, what is it, Appleseed, and the apple hit him in the head, almost like a wake-up moment, to have temperance, to have balance, to have understanding, to have patience from the serpent who had you bite a forbidden fruit, focusing more so on good health now and cooperating with others. It just honestly feels like this relationship is done. Salah and Foodie. Yep, look at that. I can take care of myself. I don't need you anymore. I can take care of myself. I don't need you. You were lying to my face and I was lying to yours. And this has to do with a water sign. Who's the water sign? Cancer energy, emotion, manifestation. She says, I'm fine with the Cancer sign. Sending the collective love and light. Now we sit back and let the universe do what the universe does.
Nice. Wonderful reading, Neo. Wonderful reading. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for doing that reading for us. And I'm going to go ahead and post it to YouTube. And like I said, if you're someone on my channel, you've never heard of Neo Tarot, look down below in the description. I'll leave the original link for her original video. You can go watch it yourself and sub up to her channel and tell her how much you enjoy her doing these readings on Foodie, and check out all of her stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and end this now, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.